Hi everybody. What I'm going to do in this video is talk about what happened to Gwen Araujo and kind of get you familiar with the story and the case and just talk about things and then also give a review of the movie based on the story. Okay, so Gwen Araujo was a transgender teenager who lived in California. She started off as a male, but she always felt like she was in the wrong body, like she was supposed to be female. Now, her family questioned it, but even at the age of 7. And I've seen interviews and clips where her mother said that she thought she was having a girl before, she had her son. Um, in birth, and so much that her name was going to be Amber Rose. Okay. So then this was made into a Lifetime movie also, starring J.D. Pardo and Mercedes Rule and Corey Stoll, Stoll. Okay. All right. And one thing I have to say before I start, Mercedes Rule is the greatest actress I've seen because she does movies with a message always. I also saw her in a movie I hadn't seen in a long time called Mom at 16, starring Danielle Panabaker, um, Jane Krakowski, and Mercedes Rule as the mother of Danielle Panabaker. So, um, okay. But getting back to Gwen Araujo, um, she's born in California, and like I said, she always felt like she was supposed to be a girl. And she tried to tell her mother, but her mother at first was in, I guess, denial and just trying to help her son be a son, right? Okay. But then also, and they talk about this in the movie, um, she had gone through a lot of stuff in school, a lot of harassment and bullying and stuff. And um, in the movie, you see her going to a transition school, like they call it an alternative school. Um, but even in the alternative school, she was being still bullied and everything else. And her family members, her sister and her brother, did fight for her, but it was really tough. And then finally, at 14 years old, um, you know, she came out as I want to be called Gwen and started dressing like that and was taking hormones and wanted to have the surgery, but she just hadn't had it yet. Um, but her family was totally behind her, and um, yeah, it's really sad because at 17 years old, her sister, which was older, got married. Who was older, got married, and in the movie anyway, they portray it like she met the Marine Joey Marino at the wedding, and he had a girlfriend or a girl that he had come with, and then she danced with him, and the other girl got upset with her. So then, further along in the movie, you see her uh, trying to get back at her, quote unquote, for stealing her boyfriend, um, which was not the case, of course, you know. Um, but then her mother, and see, I don't know if any of this stuff really happened in real life because also when you watch a movie, you have to understand that part of it at least is fictionalized and dramatized for movie purposes. So, but her mother felt that he, the boyfriend, didn't know and had to know. So she goes to his job site, which he was in construction, and tells him, that Gwen is a male, and apparently he didn't take it well. And then I'm guessing, I don't know, a week, maybe two later than that, uh, they essentially break up because I don't know exactly what her mother said besides, you know, revealing her I mean, her gender identity, but probably was along the lines of stay away from her or something because Gwen tries to see him at the construction site and he goes, "Why are you here?" And then, you know, he says, "You shouldn't be here." And Gwen says, "Why?" And then he says, "I have to stay." And then she says, "No, no, don't waste your breath." And then she pours liquor on him, some sort of liquor. And then, you're supposedly they break up after that. But then, and then because of the jealousy of the girl, she gets badly beaten and everything else, and essentially unalived. Um, and then you think, okay, so the ex-boyfriend isn't going to help, but he helps because he finds her shoe, her like sandal, and says, "Is this hers?" And then, that's where they know where to look for her. And what happened is and this part is true. Like all the stuff that happened to her is true. Um, they they unalived her, and then they buried her in a shallow grave. All this is true. So, um, yeah. So if you want to see what I consider a good movie that hits on the good points and tells you the truth of the matter, and also talks about the issues in a real way, check out the movie. It's called "A Girl Like Me," the Gwen Araujo story. It's really good, really, really good. It was made in 2006, just in case you need the date. So check it out. All right.